Alright guys, in the last video we created our route so that we can create a post. Okay, so now what I want to do is create a route that will fetch all posts, as well as a route that will fetch a single post. So let's grab this header, and I'm going to put this above the post, and let's change this to get, and it's going to be API/posts, and it's going to get posts, and this is actually going to be public. Okay, I don't really care if someone's logged in or not to be able to read posts. So it's going to be a pretty easy route. We'll say router.get, and it's going to be just slash. And what we'll do is we'll take our post model and we'll call .find. Okay. Now I want to sort by the date, so I'm going to say .sort. You can do this in Mongoose. We're going to say we're going to pass in an object, and we're going to say date and -1. Whoops, -1, and then we can do our .then, and we can get our result, which is going to be posts, and we'll just go ahead and say res.json posts. Okay, it's as easy as that. So we'll save. And let's see. Actually, you know what? Let's do a .catch here. And all I'm going to do here is res.status404. And let's see, should we put an error here? Let's just do status404. And we'll try it out in Postman. So it doesn't matter if we have a token or not. So let's go, let's see, I don't need this education one anymore. So let's make a GET request to API/posts. And let's see, we'll clear out the header. And let's send, and there we go. We get an array of our 2 posts. So that works. Now what we'll do is create a route to get a single post. So I'm just going to copy the one we just did. Paste that in. This will be API/post/:ID. So we're going to get it by ID. So we'll say get post by ID. This will also be public. And we're just going to put /:ID right here. And then we're going to use post.find. Let's use find by ID. And then we can pass in request.params.id, and it'll find that post. Okay, we don't want the sort. Let's get rid of that. And then in the then, it's going to be a single post. So we'll get rid of that. Make sure we pass that along. And then for the error, we'll keep that. So let's save it. And then what we should be able to do is grab an ID from one of these posts, and we'll go API/post/ and then let's put the ID in and send. Okay, there we go. So if we put an ID that doesn't exist, I'll just add a 1 here and send. Alright, so maybe we should take care of that. Let's do, I'm not sure if that's going to show up, if that's going to be here or not. Let's just try JSON. We'll say no post found, and for the message we'll say no post found with that ID. Let's see if that works. Okay, good. So I guess in the one right here where we get all the posts, let's do the same thing. We'll add a .json here, like that, and we'll say no posts plural found, and we'll say no posts found. All right, so now we can get all of our posts. We can also get single posts. Now that was kind of quick, so I think that we'll continue in this video and we'll add the delete request, okay? Because we want the user to be able to delete their post. We're not going to have an update. I mean, you could add a put request for an update if you want, but since posts are going to be just very short blurbs, basically, we're just going to be able to create them. We'll have a little delete button, and then they can create another one if they want. But of course, you could always add on to it. So let's grab this here, and let's say this is going to be a delete API posts. We also need the ID, so we're going to say /:ID, and let's say this is going to delete the post. It's going to be private. Yeah, it's going to be private. So let's go ahead and say router dot delete to slash or actually /:ID, and it's going to be protected, so we would need to do passport authenticate. False. Okay, so let's do a profile. Whoops, can't spell. Profile dot find one. Okay, we want to make sure that the user that's deleting this is the owner of the post. So we're going to say find one. Did we bring in the profile model? I don't think we did, so we'll have to do that. So let's go ahead and bring in the profile model. Okay, so now we'll say profile dot find one, and we want to find by the user request.user.id, the current user, and that'll give us a profile. So let's do .then, gives us the profile, and we're going to set an arrow here, and then what we'll do is, let's see, we're going to take the post model and we want to find by ID, and we'll pass in the request.params.id. Get our promise, and that'll give us a post. Okay, now this is where we want to check for post owner, because we don't want just anyone to be able to delete any post, right? So the way that we can do this is we're going to check, let's say if post.user. Okay, now remember, post has a user field, but we want to compare this. Basically, we want to say if it's not equal to request.user.id. Now, this is going to be looked at as a string. Okay, this is not. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to add on to this the method toString. Okay, or we're going to have issues. So toString equals to the logged in user. If that's true, or I'm sorry, yeah, if it's not true, basically, if it doesn't match the user that's logged in, then we want to return a res.status of 401. Okay, 401 is an authorization status, or an unauthorized status. So we'll say JSON, and we'll just pass along an error of not authorized, and the message will just say user not authorized. Okay, because you want to protect this stuff in your back end as well. You don't want to just do this in the front end, because anyone could open up Postman and just delete stuff. You know, they could delete any post as long as they're logged in, and you only want the user to be able to delete their own posts. So once we do that check, if that passes, we're going to just keep going here, and we're going to do the delete. So we can say post.remove That'll give us a promise. And we're just going to pass in an empty parentheses here. And then we're just going to do res.json. And we'll just pass, it doesn't matter what we send here, we'll just say success true. Okay, and then let's also do a catch after this then. And what I'll do here is res.status404.json, and we'll use our post not found. All right, so let's try it. We'll save. And let's see. So we're going to try to delete a post. So we know that this ID works. This is a post. This is the one where it screwed up and put John Doe as the avatar. So let's delete this one. So we want to make a delete request to API post and then the ID. Okay. And let's send. Oh, okay. So we're not logged in. We need to add our authorization. So let's see, where's the valid key? Yeah, we'll probably have to log back in. So I'm just going to hit the login route again, get the key. Let's go back, paste that in, and send. Let's see, body, we got success true back, so that means that hopefully the post was deleted. So let's see, do we have our route to see the posts? We'll just change this to a get API posts and send, and there we go. We only have one post, the first one we did, which is the test. All right, so we're now able to delete posts. So what I want to do in the next video is start to implement the likes. Okay, we want to be able to hit a route, an endpoint to add a like, and also to remove that like. And remember, likes is going to be an array of users. Okay, so that's what we'll do next.